My name is Mark Anthony Dubose Jr. I was born July 4th, 1986. I'm going to say thank you for tuning in. Today I want to show something again. I think I showed a video about it, but I've been doing some tests with this lure course and stuff. I don't talk about my lure course. And the lure course I got is a lure course kit set from a company called Swift Paws. They were interested in what I was talking about and said, hey man, see about this machine. So it's been a long time. And for me, I got to really play with some stuff to see if I really care about it or not, or if it's something worth value, or if what I talk about getting a dog to chase is going to make the dog get worse and worse. And I've realized that is not the case. And it's something that I'm doing with my specific system that I don't do it with the company standards are. Usually it's on the ground, the wires, or not wire, but it's just a nylon cord is on the ground. I found doing just my own stuff. I like to test it out, play with it, see with it, push it, and just see what I can do with it. And I found it just my application being out here, it's a phenomenal to just have it above the ground. And I just have T-posts that it's hooked up to. And it takes me just a couple of seconds. In reality, not a couple of seconds. It takes me to, so I got a large course set up right now. It's pretty large. So this is gonna be a little more on the bigger extreme side, but still I'm within not even I'd say I'm within about 3 acres of space. And I got a really long course here. And this is something that I realized has been able to really get especially my Dalmatian. I use it with my Border Collie in a completely different way, much smaller because he moves and does. But this dog, she just loves to flat out chase, just a flat out run. And I just have plastic bags at the end, and I'm looking to get a different tool, like a different little stuffed little wrap, something else different. But I just keep using this because I have them. They're essentially free as long as you keep buying groceries at the stores around here. But it's something that just gets this dog to be able to have a chance to be able to have that full experience of full pursuit, full chase, not holding back. I'm not scared of what she's going to catch is going to get damaged or hurt. I'm not scared that she's going to start to, because some people get in this mindset of if you let your dog say chase and kill something, it's going to want to just keep always wanting to do that. So that's what's kind of cool about, say, our dogs of today compared to 100 years ago. 100 years ago, they needed that desire to want to go and really catch the prey. Whereas today we're breeding so much less and less and less that this fake stuff gets them to really just get going hard. It gets them going real hard. I mean, the thing is, when they have the chance to just be able to let it all out, no limitations, that's where I start to see the change in how the dog is. Because a lot of these dogs, they have this chase that they need to do. They have it in them. It's there. And we try to do our best to like, nope, don't do that, because we're always doing it. The dog is always chasing in a place that makes us scared. That's where we need to have a more, say, controlled environment to be able to allow the dogs to be able to just have that chase. There's never going to be a perfect controlled environment, but say certain times of the day, for instance, certain days of the week, a lot of our dog parks, even within the states, they're big enough to, you may not need to set out a course this large. And me purposely here, I set it up above because I have a weird terrain. And for me personally, I'm trying to get it set up to be able to do more on a commercial side. I just got to upgrade this at some point to be a commercial side to be able to do an even larger course so that I like it here because it's like, I want to put it in the sense of it's more real life. They're running between the rocks, they're running between the brush, they're running between stuff, they're trying to run, dodge, and get it and go after it. It's an extra level of obstacle that just gets the brain of the dog to just like really want to engage even more. So that's why I set it up the way that I do. Plus, for me, it just makes it fast and easy. And literally, I have I use this hold on, stuck. I use this, it's a kite wheel to pull a cord in and drag a cord out. So I just hook the cord up on this and I just reel it in and then I walk it around. So it makes it really, really fast. It makes it really easy. And then the only major change that I say I changed from the kit is I use different stakes because our ground here in Texas is like, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know what our ground even is. It is so hard. It's so hard. So I just upgraded that and use a hammer if I am using it in the ground. Because when I use it with Oreo, I just use it on the ground because I don't need to make it. I make it like literally maybe a 20 by 20 by 20 a square. But right now it's set up at about, it's just a little, I don't want to say this, but I'm saying it. It's a little over 1,000 feet right now. And the company states that it could do up to 750, but the way I have it set up, I'm pretty sure I can go way even beyond that at this moment because it flows effortlessly and it just keeps working. I was having issues with the straight out and back because the wires are too close together. So then I figured, let me just add a little bit more. And I realized it's an incredible thing. So I'm going to have this dog run after it, and you can see how she's going to run and how she's going to go. She's probably not going to go too intense because I did use it yesterday with her, and this is something that when you get the dogs to flat run, because the thing is, you want to do it in it's a safe manner so that I'm happy. When I'm happy, the dogs go harder. And that's what we want. We don't want the dogs to hold back. But when you're on leash and you see a squirrel, your dog is running, you're like, no, you're scared, you're nervous. But here, I'm like, yes, get it going, get it going. And the dogs are smart. This is something that dogs are smart. They know that sensation when we're happy. This is the way that I've been able to really see, to be able to get the dogs to understand the difference of time and place. Here, you can run and sprint all you want because I'm happy. I'm cheering it on. I'm like, go, girl, you get it. You go, you go. Whereas in public, I got her on a leash and I'm like, no, girl, no, let's not do this. So we want the dogs to be able to have the opportunity to be able to have what's in them. A lot of these dogs still today, they chase and chase and chase. We give that to them. And then that's what the work that they need, that they're looking for. You give it uninterrupted. You let them chase. You're not no chasing down and chasing sit and chasing wait and chasing. No, you just let them go. Let them get it all out. And when they finally get it all out, then that's my opinion. If you're just like, I need this obedient stuff with my dogs, I allow my dog to get everything out. Everything out. I wait until she stops full pursuit chasing and then I stop. I don't let her go to I stop when she's like 100% going, and she'll go 100% until it's just like a switch hits and she changes. In that moment, that's when I'm like, okay, now let's rest for a little bit. Now let's do a sit, let's do it down, let's do a something. When you get all of that out of the dog, when all the dog is you say using that obedience to try to calm the dog, that's where we start to have to fight because the dogs are they got too much energy. When they have too much energy, they're not really learning. And too much energy, this is where the concept of I don't need a treat to teach the commands at this moment because I don't need to try to get the dog excited. The dog is just going to want to be, the word I'll use here is agreeable. It's going to want to listen to what it is that you're asking for from it at that moment because you were listening to the dog saying, I got something that I need to do. And the dogs, once we find that balance, this is the thing. This is the time when the dog gets to do what a dog does in a controlled manner so that it can control the situation. I'm not trying to control the dog doing the work that it needs to do. The dog just gets a chance to be able to do it and be able to get it out. This here, I can't use it every day because the dog just gets, at first I can go day by day by day by day by day. At some point, the dog just has this release that it's like, I'm good. Like, I'm good. Like, thanks for that. I'm set up. I'm satisfied. And then I start to spread it out. So me and this specific dog, I do take her for pretty long walks every single day and pretty decent runs every day. But as far as when I first got her, this system was the ultimate, I'm gonna just say, that's all that I saw. It was the ultimate game changer. The first out and back that I did a 250 feet out, 250 back. I let her run. This girl was going intense. And then she would run because my cattle trough is right there. She would jump in that, sit for a moment, come back out and run. Full intense the entire time. And once I see that intensity slow down, oh, we're done, scrap it. I put it away and I just leave there. I leave at that moment because I want them to know when they come out, go 100% intense. Don't hold back because a lot of times the dogs are holding back because unfortunately for months and some dogs years, we've been telling them never to chase anything. So they're going to hold back. When they're holding back, that's when it's going to, so this is the concept that I can use this with. I want my dog to, so I want to go on an Olympic level of two running sports. And I think everyone will understand the different distances here and the different ideas here. I want my dog to be an Olympic athlete in the sense of running an 800 meter. It's 2 laps around the track. I want them to run that 2 laps and be done. As opposed to, I don't want to train my dog to be a marathon runner. They run, I mean, it's crazy how fast they fast in the Olympics. I think they run like a 440, almost 430-ish pace for 26 miles. It's just, it doesn't make sense to me still. But we don't want to train for that. But at the end of the race, for both of these races, when they cross that finish line, both of these competitors are drained. They're done. One did 2 laps and he's drained. One did 26 miles and he's drained. We want the dogs to be 2 laps and done. We want them to go all out because that's what most, unless you have a husky, unless you have a certain dog like that, which most, if you do, then yeah, it would be nice for you to have a system like this. You could just let them run laps or let them run like 8, 10 laps, just lap after lap after lap. But most of those dogs in reality, people don't have. And most people, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just around here. It's too hot. It's too hot to have a dog like that. And most of them go straight into heat exhaustion right away. So they're already pretty much drained and tired by just letting them sit outside. Because that's kind of slightly how this dog even a little bit is, that it starts to get too hot. And then they start to just, they get drained because they can't like keep up with how warm it is. And it just destroys their body. But in most cases, the dogs, that's what most of their work entails, is a quick chase, a quick sprint. Okay, we got to where we got to, we did what we did, and then now we're gonna rest for a moment. And then we're gonna have a quick burst, and then we're gonna stop it in a quick burst. It's not like we're gonna go for an 18-mile walk or a run right now. And they just have these quick bursts. That's what we as humans need them for. We see the rabbit, we're like, oh, go get it. So it's gonna be a quick burst. He gets it, and or depending on which dog, so you got a pointer, the pointer's gonna walk up to it, it's gonna run and find it, and then it's like, okay, here we are. Now we're gonna wait and stay steady for a moment. It's not like this, we're just gonna be running 18 or 20 or 50 straight miles. It's a get it done, okay, now we're done. And that's where you're able to get the dogs where I wanna say is tired. But again, for me personally, I just can see it in my dogs. I only allow them to chase this when it's a full pursuit. As soon as they start slowing down, that's where I've seen even with my own dogs, weird stuff's gonna start to happen. That's where, in my mind, injury can start to happen. Because I got barrels set up at every spot. And it's not perfect. I'm gonna eventually get like some big comfy foamy things just in case they get too close to it for whatever reason. But I don't run into that when they're fully engaged running hard. When they start to get too tired, they start to get sloppy. And that sloppiness is where the weirdness is gonna start to happen. They're gonna not hit a turn right. They're gonna do something. So I only like to do a hard hit and then done. Just a hard push and then finished. That's my experience that I've been playing with this and seeing like a great thing from it so that I don't have to be out here for 8 hours. Because some of these dogs, like in reality, this dog, if I just allow her to do what my running pace is and we're just running, I'm not having her pull hard and we're just running, this dog can run 20 miles, probably even double that at this moment right now. She's very incredible at that, but getting her to pull hard and run, she's got like 3, maybe 4 minutes in her, not even like 2-3 minutes is all that she's capable of being able to do with that because it's hard, intense work. But when we're just lollygagging along, we're not getting what I want to say is the full fulfillment out. We want to get a full pursuit, a full open just what do you call it? The endorphins kick in, the dopamine kicks in, the energy kicks in, just everything is just laser focused and go. That's what the dogs gets them to calm and relax down. That's why we just didn't have issues with lots of dogs before in reality, because what were we doing? We're living somewhere like here and allowing the dogs to just see the rabbit and coach the dog. Yeah, get that rabbit out of here, because most rabbits are a catastrophe for gardening. It's a horrible thing when you're sitting here looking at your plants and you got all the heads coming. It's been 3 months and then a rabbit comes in and just eats everything from you. It's like that's for some people life or death situation if you're dependent on those veggies to be able to live and there's no store around, there's no anything. So every time you see a rabbit, you're gonna tell your dog, go get that sucker, get it out of here. The dog gets the full push. Most dogs are incapable of being able to catch the rabbit, and it's just pushing them out, pushing them out, pushing them out. A simple animal like that. And rats and moles and minks and skunks and all these things, we're trying to push them out, get them out. Raccoons and coyotes and not so much as coyotes, but certain dogs for coyotes. Just get it all out of here. So we're encouraging the dog to chase. Whereas today, it's the death of a dog to chase, where most people live right now. And that's where, unfortunately, if you're seeing these things with your dog where it's like starting to, the word I want to use here is dominate, pressure, bully, control you. It's because the dog has something in it that it needs to release. Once we release that, then the dog will be able to have the chance to be able to finally just say, okay, now I don't need to do that anymore because it got it out. These dogs were moving a little bit too fast with them, with transitioning from where they were compared to where they are now. And there's just things that we, as humans, are smart. We smart humans. We come up with, say, things to still be able to replicate what it is that the dogs used to do. At some point, all this is going to be meaningless, but not in my lifetime. It's going to take probably 4, 5, 6, 7, 1,000 years to be able to have the transition compared to 1,000 years ago, what most of these dogs were doing for us. We're like in this weird bubble of transition that where are we going to go next now? Now next, we're going to be breeding and training training and breeding dogs completely differently to make sure that they work where, say, most people live and most people own dogs. Most people don't live where you see that I have, but most people live in a sense that you have a location and area around to be able to still give your dog what it is that it needs. And one big thing that I like really using with my dogs is the flirt pole. But the flirt pole is nice for I'm going to say a quick, short burst, little fun. Some dogs, I'll say it like this, it's not enough. Because a dog wants to just flat out run. It just wants to run. And this is the cool thing, that they can't do that all the time. They get tired. They break down, not in the sense of hurting, but they just break down in the sense of they just don't have that stamina that we think that these dogs have. They have it at first, because they've never been able to have a chance to get it out. But once we're allowing the dogs to be able to get it out, that's where things start to get really, really interesting in the sense that they just finally are able to release all this excess madness that's been behind them. So I'm gonna, let me turn this around and let me switch this up. Bear with me, I'm not like a professional person. But let me see if I can see. Can I see the whole field? Why, camera, why are you backwards? I think that we can see the whole field from here. Let me move up here a little bit. Sorry, bear with me. Sometimes there's certain videos that I try to wait to make because I want to be able to have someone to be able to help me. I want to be able to walk the camera around. But we're just going to go ahead and let her run for a little bit here. And we're just going to see, she's going to take off. She's tired already today, unfortunately. But here we go. Here we go. Now she's just going to go ahead and take off on that run. My poor dog. I'm just proving to myself more and more how tired these dogs get, that they just cannot perform the way that most people think your dog can perform. Your dog is going to run and chase like a fool until they finally get it all out. And then once they get it all out, then that's the time that we're finally able to give the dogs what they need. So today I kind of just will talk about and see, because now she's on a whole different mission. Let me go ahead and bring it back real fast to her. Let me bring it back to where she is. Let me just go forward. It's hot out. That's the thing. This is what's neat about a lot of these dogs. Here it comes, girl. Here it comes. Oop, oop. Watch your booty. All right, go ahead and go. Now she's in an absolute full pursuit right now. Let her catch it for a half a second so I can restart. Now she's just taking off with it. This dog is so funny. She's used to the out and back, so now I gotta train her to understand that she can go all the way around circle. It kicked me off. You can only run it for like a minute and something, somewhere around there. It's coming back, girl. You go the other way this time, okay? It's coming. Here it comes. Go get it, girl. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it. She is on an absolute mission right now. So let's see. Well, I gotta slow it down because she's slowing down. So what's cool about this, you can control the speed how you want, but watch this run when she comes back here. She is in full hard pursuit. All right, girl, let's take a break for a second. All right, outs. Take a break. Take a break. Let me find my dog. So that's a one side lap. I don't know what it is. It's just, it gives them what they need. So I'm gonna push her right now again, just to, let me see if I can go handheld. Nope, that might be making it more difficult. I'm not all that great with this camera stuff. You ready, girl? You can go get it. Ophi, go get it. Go get it. Go ahead, girl. Just right behind you. Over here. Come on. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it. Oh, I got stuck. See, this is the brush. The brush. the brush that gets me jammed up. That's why I like it being on the top. I'm stuck on something. I'm stuck. Now she's tired. I'll have her just come right back. So I have to like let her relax. Oh, here she comes, here she comes, here she comes. Full sprint. So I think she can do maybe one more run in her. And then I'm gonna make her go ahead and quit. So I'm just gonna do an easy out and back. Now she's already trying to take off after it. And a full sprint again. So I add an extra bag on there so that she could just chew on it a little bit, just give her that little bit of satisfaction, I guess I could say. But this dog at this moment, I don't know how long it was running for, but like 3 or 4 minutes or so. And this is the moment here that I would be done. I'm done. I'm not even gonna allow her to have a chance to even think about trying to do it again. You can see where that tongue is hanging out. She is at the point that everything is done right now. Because I don't like running them, because again, I don't like running them until they're like just run and run and run. I want them to only run when they're in full power mode. Once they stop that power mode, then, okay, I'll bring it out maybe again tomorrow. If you're like, I'm not seeing, the words I want to use here is seeing a change in the dog yet, where the dog still has this like hardwired cycle look in its eye, that I would work them real hard. And then I'll get them to stop. And then I'll do it again tomorrow. And then I'll do it that same way. The second that they slow a little bit down from that full pursuit, that's the second that we're just, okay, let's go ahead and get out of this. That's the part of, you want to get the dog to be a real good, say, 800-meter runner compared to a marathon runner. Marathon runner, for most people in y'all dogs, you do not need that. I'm going to tell you, you do not want that. You do not want to be having to take your dog out for no 8-hour run every single day. It's just not, it's not feasible. You want to be able to get your dog out to be able to just have a hard hit, and then we're finished, we're over with. Because again, at the end of, say, a race, for instance, for 800 compared to a marathon, they're both just as tired in the end. And dogs represent that more of 800. Most all, not all, but like 99% of these dogs are just short sprint, let's go. But the thing is, they have to be able to do it in a sense that we're having fun with it. I enjoy it. So that's going to allow them to want to go even harder. The moment that I'm sitting out here being scared about what's about to happen and oh my goodness, you're going to get hit by a car and this and that, is just go down. And all this and that, you're so nervous and so worried about everything that's going on. That's the moment that things are going to start to get weird with the dog, because at that time it's going to have no choice but to have to, like, the word I want to use here is misunderstand you. When we're frustrated, a lot of times the dogs misunderstand us because we're doing something that they like and they're not really paying attention to us and they're doing it. Then they see our frustrated stance. So the dogs are not getting a clear understanding of what I want to say is what yes and what no is. So when we're doing something that the dog likes, and this is the thing, Shadow, we good. He's just driving by. I appreciate that. So when we're doing something that the dog enjoys, a lot of us are thinking like, my dog likes obedience work. Do something a dog enjoys, and we're having fun with them doing that. That's where we get the dog to understand, yes, now's the time to have that fun. And then when they see that little frustration of you come in and say no, the dog's gonna say, okay, now I understand over there, that's what that no means. A lot of y'all, you have a huge issues with the dogs because you don't know how to simply say no to the dog. And no is like the most amazing tool to be able to have. And no isn't this aspect of like, no, you're in trouble. No, you're bad. No, you did something wrong. No is a guidance word of like, we're not doing that over there. Let's do this over here. And say, no, we're not jumping right now. We're not doing this. We're not running out of the van. We're not running out of the house. No, don't do that. And the dog's like, oh, okay, well, that's not what we do. And from what I see, it doesn't take that I need to do so much with the dog. I only need to spend a little bit of time with them. And that little bit of time that I spend with them, it translates to being something that just turns into like, they want to give so much back, but it's what that dog wants, what that dog desires, not what I want. What I want in most cases is, this is the part that kind of sucks the most. This is why it's work up front to be able to do what you need to do. And then you can start to relax a little bit more. But it sucks, you know, you just got off work, you're just a little tired, you're a little hurt, and you're a little this, and you see your dog kind of just acting a fool and going crazy. It's like, we got to get up and we got to do something in that moment. In that moment, that's where you're going to be able to explain to the dog, I see you. I understand what's going on with you. I'm listening to you. And then the dog's like, oh, okay, cool. And then the dog will start to relax and relax and relax. But we never allowed the dog to get any sort of run out, exercise, anything that it's supposed to be able to do. This is the thing. A dog in the wild, a dog in nature, or a coyote or a wolf, let's do the wolf sense. Wolves don't just sit in their den forever. They don't just sit there. They do something that they need to do to be able to survive, such as get up, walk around, hunt a little bit, and go get their food. That's their exercise that they're getting. So just because it doesn't seem like the dog is out, that's a perfect way of saying it, out doing running around a track or something, it doesn't mean that that's not what they're doing. Our dogs today are sitting in the house, for the most part, 24/7. That's their life, 24/7 in the house. They never get a chance to get up and go and do that hunt. They never get a chance to go up and do that walk. They never get a chance to get up and do anything. So we got to give them that little bit that they need. And then once they get that little bit that they need, that's where I see everything just starts to get easier and easier. It's much, much, much more simpler. So for me personally, I'm just setting up this is the thing. If you've never, because what I want to be able to offer to say the public is to be able to have your dog be able to run this and one lap and we're good. Because most dogs, that's all that they're going to be able to do. So I want to be able to set a course up that'll be about maybe 2,000, maybe 3,000 feet. I'm not sure how far that is in a mile sense, but I think that's like, what is a mile? 5,200 feet. So I want something to be at least about a half a mile, so about 2,500 feet or so. So I want to set up a course like that so the dog could just have a chance to be able to run. Because most dogs, they'll be able to complete that course. They'll be able to make that happen. But to try to do it again, that's where it's going to get complicated. And that's where the beauty is, that it's not something that you have to keep on doing over and over and over and over and over again. It's just, it's a chance to let them get it out, and then we're good. Because the second time, just like how mine is, I'm just setting up this course to see personally just what this, it's kind of incredible how, I don't know how to explain this, but I guess it's because it's hard to see because camera always makes things not look right. But how small this little thing is, how small it is. And it's just this little thing with this little baby size pulley on here. It doesn't make sense how powerful it is with how much of a course I have out here. I like that barrel. Where is that barrel? Which one I want to point at that barrel right there. Can this camera even pick that up? That barrel is way down there. Like my eye is seeing it like it's this big right now. It's impressive how that little thing is pulling this entire thing around right now. And I got it up and above off the ground out here. So it's something that is easy to set up to be able to get something powerful and fast. And then once you start to learn your dog, you start to know what more that they want to be able to do or what less that you need to do to be able to give them what they want. Because for mine, it's the out and back that I've noticed. It's just being able to have a chance to be able to have that straight push. So I have to give her a break for like, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks or so. I won't let her do this. And then I'll set this exact same course back up again. And then she'll just run. She'll run the lap and she'll run the lap and she'll run the lap. Right now, she's trying to take the shortest way to success, I guess I could say. That's that opportunistic part of the dogs. And she's like, I just only want to do this because this is what she already knows, for instance, and that's just what she's gotten good reward history from. Whereas I want to upgrade it so that she can not only just run here, but run through some brush, run through over some rocks, run over some cow poop, just run and be free and run and just go and just be able to have opportunity to be able to just let it all out, however which way you want to be able to do it. But for me, I have to say, I don't want to say the luxury, but it's work, depending on what you look at as work. I'm a runner. And I use her for that purpose to pull on her harness so she does get a chance to chase and do other stuff, but it's in a safe manner because she's hooked up on a leash with me and she's pulling me along. So I have a two type scenario to be able to get her good. But the kicker was, even though she has a chance to be able to pull on the harness to say chase whatever's ahead of her, she was never able to, because I can't keep up with her. She can run. I mean, this thing goes full blast sometimes. I think it's like 30 something, almost 40 miles an hour. And sometimes she can get close to it. I'm just like, my goodness, this dog is fast. So even though she's been having that experience of being able to chase on leash, she's never been able to have a chance to just know what it feels like to just be free, to just run, just be free as fast as you want to go. That's the part that I noticed really changed this dog's life, was that first opportunity. She just went like, oh, the only thing I can say here is what I saw, rage mode at it. She just went insane. Just ballistic over it. Oh, hold on. Sneeze number 3 of the year. No, it went away. Nope, it's going. Oh, hey, I'll be safe out there. I don't never be sneezing. I'll never be feeling this. So if I'm never really feeling sick, this is a lot of y'all be very wary right now. What's going on in the world right this moment? Is that, hold on, this is a double sneeze? Oh, hold on. Give me a second. I'm sorry. This video is kind of, it is what it is. This is my real life type video. It's not this, everything's calculated and smooth. And this is just, I mean, it's kind of how all my videos are at the end of the day. But the first time she was in that rage, it just got it all out. I started to see a completely different dog. Thank you. All right. You should go get some water. I know what I need. A kiddie pool out here for y'all. But how do I get that water way over here? No, you just go in the kettle truck. It's right there. Go get you a drink, girl. You look like you need it. I don't know why, but I kind of feel like just having you run it one more again. I'm going to try it and see. We're going to see. We're going to play this out, okay, girl? Let me turn this on. And it's pretty cool. It's got this little handy little remote. Makes it easy. This is the only time she ever barks. You ready? You ready? You ready? Let's go get it. There you go. Okay. Because here's where she's slowing down. I can see a huge difference in her pace. So we're for sure done in this moment. The change of pace. I don't want her to slow down. I want her to be intense so that each time she just, in reality, just gets faster, faster, and faster, and faster for faster, short bursts instead of it being some long, drawn out run. But this is I'll say the experience I have as, say, a runner. And I do the same stuff with the dogs. The experience I have of understanding how to run certain races and certain events. You don't train the same for all of them all. You train differently for each one that you're looking for. I'm not going to do a real fast, intense. I mean, you do a little bit if you're trying to run a really long race, but for the most part, you want to kind of stick to so a walk is going to be your endurance type walking, your work. Just taking a dog for a walk. That's your endurance, and then your speed training comes in by doing something like this, or using a flirt pole, or doing something like that. That's going to build the intensity of the dog to be able to go faster, shorter. So for a sprint like this, so this thing right here is going, so from here to that barrel, you can see that barrel. That barrel is 250 feet out. And then that next barrel is another 250, and that barrel is another 250, and then we're 250 back over here. So from here to there, that barrel, that's 250. Right now, I want her to run that 250 as fast as absolute possible. I mean, as fast, as extreme as extreme can go. I mean, like obsessive is just most wild. This is like, I want to get to the point that I got to upgrade this machine because she's outrunning it. I want her to run faster because I think it's stated at 36 miles an hour. I want her to run faster than that. I want to push her. And then when she's able to do that, we do a fast run and we're done. I don't need to sit out here and keep doing it. You want to, this is the part that I believe that a lot of this, say, stuff and equipment and tools and games kind of, we get it and we're just doing stuff and don't understand the concept of like how to work out. I guess that's the way of putting it. We got to learn how to work out because the dogs in reality kind of work out the exact same way as us. They do the same things. They do the same stuff. Dogs are like equivalent to us as humans in a weird, strange way. We do all the same things together. I mean, we don't lick ourselves, but we wash and bathe ourselves. We do all the same stuff together. We do the same type of things. We really work and function and get excited and get scared and all these things in very, very same ways. It's kind of weird and it's almost a little creepy at the same time that we're so much alike. And when we're so much alike, that's able to allow us to be able to really know how to effectively get them to be able to be in what I want to say is, maybe not everyone's looking for the best top performer dog, because I'm really not looking for that. I'm just looking for an average dog. But I want her to be able to run fast just because that's what she can do. If she gets older and she's unable to, it's impressive to see how fast a Dalmatian is able to run. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a video of like seeing like how fast that they can go. And it's impressive to see like the actual speed behind her, because her compared to like my Shepherd Kahi, there's no comparison. And her compared to Oreo has a fast, he can get from 0 to 30. Like, it's creepy fast. He can go from like nothing to like this intense speed. So when he's out here and I set this up, he can catch up to it halfway. But as soon as it gets going to that 250 feet, she starts to run right past him. And it's incredible to be able to see. But it's something that, hi girl, come here. It's something that I've been able to use as a real good tool to be able to help this dog be able to just get what she needs, what she really needs, not some halfway, but being able to be full engaged and full out what she needs.